Sangria from Barcelona. What's up, guys? We're Madison and Ivan here in our 23rd country. We are so excited to be here exploring Barcelona, Spain.
But not Spain.
Barcelona is Spain geographically, but also not Spain in that it has very much its own proud heritage and culture here that is very specific to Catalonia. They speak Catalan. Catalan food is very big here, very delicious.
And Barcelona is just absolutely beautiful. Everywhere you look to the left, you look to the right, doesn't matter, you are going to see just what looks like a 100-year-old building, but like with awesome finishes, just like so much detail that goes into like the artistic expression of this city.
Absolutely. I know we said the same thing when we were in Turkey, but it's just so cool as Americans to be somewhere with such a lengthy history. Just from the moment you're in the Uber, driving along the roads, it's like, that looks historic, that looks historic, that looks historic, that looks historic. And then one of the first things we did here was the Rick Steves Barcelona audio tour.
City walk tour.
Take one.
The audio tour is literally in the neighborhood where our Airbnb is, where we're staying, and we're finding out like the places we see on our way to the grocery store, that is historic. That is hundreds of years old. That is an important part of history. Like, that's where Christopher Columbus went after he discovered the New World. Like, just insane.
Barcelona also gives you that quintessential European feel. You're going down an alley and then all of a sudden it opens to a plaza. You see this huge municipal building. It's just gargoyles and spires, like the whole deal.
And so many just narrow, winding mazes of streets.
Get the vibe of an ancient, historic European city.
I should have known. We're all thinking about the Roman Empire now, but like the Roman Empire was here. Like, we got to see a Roman temple here from ancient Rome, and that was actually so crazy to see because once again it's just in the middle of the city. You're just wandering past these shops and all of a sudden it's like, oh, if you walk through there, Roman temple, like, okay. It's just amazing. It's spectacular.
The city's built on top of itself. Just like in Turkey, actually, you see the influence of like the next nation that has come and built on top of the ruins of the previous.
And as we're doing our Rick Steve walk, we wander into the Cathedral of Barcelona, which once again is just your quintessential European experience, going into cathedrals and exploring these just insanely gorgeous pieces of architecture and like just the details in there. Everything is stunning. So many things are solid gold.
And the history. We're seeing a baptismal font that's over 1,600 years old. In the late 1400s, this very baptismal font was used to baptize the first Americans to set foot in Europe, Native Americans brought by none other than Christopher Columbus.
Ivan loves, they have like these gorgeous spires on the outside, and on the inside they have representations of those spires, and then they have even tinier representations of the representations of those spires. It is amazing.
Great consistency through the whole like,
absolutely.
experience.
And while this church is super historic, I love the more modern touches like a prayer candle vending machine.
And then you get to take an elevator up for the most gorgeous view of Barcelona, where we see another cathedral, the Sagrada Familia, one of the most iconic, beautiful buildings in the entire world. That was just stunning, insane, like you're just overwhelmed. And I love on one of the first days in a city, one of my favorite things is to go get that overhead view, especially because we are staying in more the historic side. You're just kind of like wandering through these maze-like streets a lot of the time. And then from there, it was just like, holy cow, I'm in this massive city. And like with these stunning buildings, you can see the beach, you can see the Mediterranean Sea. Like, it was just incredible.
We saw cruise ships out there.
Yeah. And a little look at maybe what's to come. We're getting delicious tastes of just the food of Spain, Catalan food. You can't go wrong. And we absolutely love that everywhere here tends towards family style, towards tapas, shared plates, smaller plates so that you can get a bunch and try so many things. And that is our style. We are living for that.
It's tapas
time. This is our first real tapas in Spain. We have Iberian Pork Lion,
Accordion potatoes.
this one has the famous Brava sauce, and this one has a oli, which is also from here. The red peppers.
Here we go.
They're stuffed with goat cheese, and they have a little bit of rose jam on them, baked. And that is also a Catalonian classic. So we are so excited to be trying these local dishes.
Just looks unbelievable.
Yeah. Okay, but also we're so hungry. Do it. That's so good. And the sweet and sour pepper combined with the creamy, delicious goat cheese with just the right amount of funk in it. This is such a good and delicious combination. That's amazing. So tapas, if you don't know, is small plates that you share. And this is absolutely amazing because we get to try so many things since we came as a group of 3. And I'm excited.
It's amazing. Oh, that smells good. So this is the Iberian Pork Lion. That is so tender. Good amount of fat in there actually, which for a pork loin, kind of rare. That is so good.
And also just the prices of like drinks. You can get a sangria for $3. Of course I'm gonna have a glass of sangria with my meal.
It's like water, $2.50, wine, $3.
Absolutely.
Why not?
Yeah, our first sangrias in Spain.
Cheers.
It hits better in Spain.
Here, when they tell you the price, that is actually inclusive of the tax. It's already rolled in. What you see on the label is what you're paying, which is really nice because back home, even though you see a low price to start, you're paying 10% tax, 20% tip, and by that point, you've spent a decent chunk of money. But here, tax is included, and then you leave a little for tip, but we're not talking about a 20% tip culture here. They actually pay their employees a fair wage, and everyone seems to be happy, and the service is great.
Yeah.
The people are nice.
I will say though, in a wonderful way, the service is great, but the way of life here is a lot more relaxed. You're going to your restaurant, and it's not a quick, let me serve you as fast as I can, bring the check as soon as it looks like you might have finished your last bite. It's meant to be an experience. It's meant to be spread out over time and enjoyed with friends and family. It's meant to be this peaceful relaxation. It's an event. It's not just a quick meal.
Several of the biggest artists in history have spent time here. Picasso, Miro, Dali, and the architect Antoni Gaudi. You're constantly reminded of that as you walk into cafes and bars and find out they're ones they frequented. You see their works in the streets, you visit the Picasso Museum and see his depictions of the very streets and beaches and cafes in Barcelona that you've been visiting. It is wildly cool, but nothing is quite as wild or cool as getting up close and personal to the work of architect Antoni Gaudi.
Oh my goodness. Incredible. Our first real view up close of La Sagrada Familia. You're just overcome. I mean, it is the single most impressive detailed building that I have ever seen in my life.
And we just caught the exterior.
Yeah, you're just speechless.
Yeah.
They started building this church in 1882, and it is such a beautiful and detailed project that it is still under construction today. They're projecting that it'll be finished in the next few years.
We literally spend over an hour just walking around La Sagrada Familia and taking in all of the details. We had the big lens on the camera so that we could just really look at all the details that we could see as close as we could. Like,
We just kept stopping like every 10 paces because all it takes is 10 paces and you're getting a brand new look at the basilica, and from that angle you can see so many more things. Like, things are changing colors, you're seeing the other side to a structure and it's completely different design, writing, engravings, like so much detail on every inch of that thing.
this is more epic than I could have ever imagined. It is like stunning, like outstandingly beautiful. They sell out, and I had no idea because my research said like, just show up. No, apparently not. That's all changed.
Buy your tickets.
Buy your tickets in advance. But honestly, in a way, it really worked out because you want to spend like at least an hour just walking around outside of Sagrada Familia. It is just an incredible work of art. The longer you sit there, the longer you stand there, the more details you will uncover. Like, it is insane.
And then once you think you've uncovered everything, just walk 10 paces to the left. You get a whole new view to start over with.
Absolutely, yes. Like, every few steps you take, like, something new is unveiled. This is like the biggest destination in Barcelona. We've done Barcelona now. We had a Iberico and we saw Sagrada Familia. We're good. And I think it's just so cool, like, seeing something that's still actively under construction. Like, we're seeing it in like a phase where no one else will ever see it again, kind of thing. Like, every day it changes. Every day something new is added and unveiled. And actually, I think some of the parts are covered back up that were formerly open. But yeah, it's just really, really cool seeing it from like just today, seeing it today and knowing it'll be different next week.
Just the scale, just enormous, like unfathomably large.
Yeah.
Pictures don't do it justice.
No. Insane, you guys. Something that Spain is very well known for, that Ivan was very excited for, is the jamón ibérico.
Just hearing the words brings like the memory back, and it's just so good. It just melt in your mouth. Jamón ibérico, Iberian ham, the leg of an Iberian pig that has been cured and aged for an extended period of time. There's different qualities, of course. You're getting the good stuff. It is like butter, like meat butter in your mouth, just
salty meat butter.
If you were to try to get this in the States, you'd be paying like import taxes, and this is a very specific type of pig from a specific region that's been fed a very specific diet of acorns, believe it or not, that's like gives it this like meaty, nutty, like really umami flavor in the meat itself, right? So it's a hard thing to come by, but here, very popular, everyone appreciates it, everyone has it, like just having that as like a snack with a glass of wine, like it's just living the Spanish life, the Barcelona
Spanish
life.
Dream. Speaking of living like the absolute dream of a life here in Barcelona, our beach day was insane. I found my favorite restaurant that we've been to so far in Barcelona, this local restaurant that doesn't even have a sign. Like, there's literally it's like a piece of paper, like a tiny little thing that does say like the name, but I think it's more about like the fact that it's like registered and licensed. Like, you're looking at like the business license to know like, oh, this is the right place. We get on this waiting list, sell you beers for you to drink and wait, and you finally make it inside, and we are some of the only tourists there. Like, it is very much a local place. There's just a menu mounted on the wall. Only in Catalan, which you know means it's gonna be good. All sorts of seafoods that we've never seen or heard of. We just end up
Sitting there translating what he has,
what she has, what they have, and then these bombas, because these potato balls are popularized all around Spain, but they were created at this restaurant. These delicious fried balls with like mashed potato inside and a stewed meat inside of that are absolutely insane and delicious. And I've actually had a very similar thing. One of my favorite things to eat in all of Los Angeles was from a place called Porto's that had Cuban-style potato balls. Cuba has some influence from Spain. Spain's bombas were created here. Were the potato balls I love so much in LA actually inspired and created here at this restaurant I'm now eating at in Barcelona? I don't know, but that was in and of itself so exciting. Just getting to eat this new fresh seafood that we've never had before.
Yeah, caught an hour ago. I would wager that was caught an hour ago. They brought it in and immediately prepared it. So delicious.
Everything was so good. That was like the ultimate Barcelona dining experience. And then from that, we walked to the beach, we grabbed some sangria from the beach bar. We made it to the Barcelona beaches. Got our sangria from a beach bar. Now we're just enjoying this. Having lived in LA for a while, this is chilly, but it's got nothing on the Pacific Ocean. So even though it's already October, I can actually fully enjoy this nice cool water. And it's so blue and clear and just lovely. Set up our spot, take turns watching our stuff, holding the sangria while the other people get in the water.
Hey, water's nice.
La playa de Barcelonita es muy bonita. Woo! It's a little cold. The clear, beautiful water. The weather is absolutely perfect. You can wear long sleeves, you can wear shorts. It's not hot, it's not cold. It is literally perfect. That is Barcelona.
Like, you know how we say California has a Mediterranean climate because it's perfect? Well, this is the OG Mediterranean climate.
Absolutely, it is perfection, and it sometimes rains here, so that's where it's different. It does sometimes rain here. And public transportation here is very good. There's Uber here, of course, but also, like, we took the subway, some of the cleanest metros we've ever ridden on. The city is so walkable here as well, though. A lot of times when you enter it into Google Maps, it takes just as long to drive as it does to walk.
Which is for the best, because you really have to work out those delicious tapas and fatty jamon iberico.
Absolutely. We are so excited to be here in Barcelona. We are absolutely loving it. I mean, it is paradise. It's so incredible so
look
far.
Look at that thing.
Yeah,
That's just
we're just
in
in
a
the
park.
park. We're just here in Paris in front of the Arc de Triomphe. Paris, what? Just kidding, it's Barcelona. But speaking of Paris, guess what else this was supposed to be? The Eiffel Tower. That was the design that was originally submitted to go here, and they turned it down. And so then the architect took his design to Paris, and they said yes. But yeah, so the Eiffel Tower could have been in Barcelona, but instead we have, I mean, this Arc de Triomphe is kind of prettier. But yeah, a little less iconic. We can't wait to just dive deeper into the food here, the drinks here. This is home to 3 of the top 10 bars in the entire world. It's gonna be insane. Can't wait to explore more. Thank you so much for joining us for this mad adventure. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It seriously helps us so much. Join us as we continue to explore this incredible city, and we'll see you on the next one.
I got pooped on by a bird.